5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey guys, welcome back to Resurgence Yu-Gi-Oh! This is our inaugural first episode of a podcast we have lovingly called Anything in Standby. And today we are joined by the owner and proprietor of Resurgence Yu-Gi-Oh! LLC, Alan. Say hi, Alan.
What's up? It's Alan. Yeah, kind of. It's like a rebranding, kind of, because we've had this Yu-Gi-Oh! Channel for quite a while. But my homie Caleb is going to be the main host, but I will do most of the postings in terms of like deck profiles, duels, and other stuff, other sick content, and like this podcast. We'll try to keep it posted on there.
Sick. And as well, joined by Austin. I don't know which side of the screen he's on, but he's somewhere. He's over there for me. So, Austin, say what's up.
What's going on, folks?
And before we're going to get ahead of the comment allegations, yes, we did steal Drake. Yes, we did convert him to Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, he now wears glasses. Anything to say in your defense?
It's all part of God's plan.
We just wanted to quickly make a quick episode. This is just kind of our timeless kind of introductory episode, kind of get to know the team. With the three members in this call right now, we also have three other members. We have Nico, who you might see on and off. He's kind of a flake, though. Sunny, who is also a flake, but is better than all of us, probably. And thus, he'll have more deck profiles than anything else on this channel. And then my father, who is actually the GOAT. And you might see him at some point in the future. I don't know, he's a little camera shy. So, we just thought we'd jump on here, do a little get to know the team and everything, and I guess let's just start. We already did introductions and stuff, but what has Yu-Gi-Oh! Been for you guys?
I feel like the best thing to start with, right, is what we're playing currently, right?
I mean, I guess, but then if
you can get a lot about a person by what they're playing, right? And maybe somebody's coming back for 3 years in the future. They're like, "Oh man, Resurgence YGO, they're the goats now. I should go check them out when they were young." And they come back and they find out that you're playing Fiendsmith Rising, and they're like, "Dear God, he's a meta slave. I don't want to. That's my least favorite person." You know, I'm just saying. You know, that's just feel.
Sure, Austin. What are you playing currently?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. Actually, I'm playing a little thing known as Malice. Yes, I'm a very spiteful person in my relationships and real life, so I play a deck rightfully named Malice.
And is there anything, any kind of slurs or racist language that you would like to say to Artifact Lancia specifically?
Yeah, I don't want to get us preemptively demonetized, so I'll go ahead and keep those thoughts and aggressions to myself for now. But down the line, just know if you cosplay as Artifact Lancia at any event, I'm liable to swing.
Fair. Alan, what are we playing right now?
Right now I'm playing Mitsurugi Raizio. Not the strongest Raizio variant, but very fun. I really like Ameno Murakamo. I think Stick Boss Monster. So I really want the lizards to work out. But unfortunately, the deck dies super hard to Joel Lockbird. Plays more bricks than Pure or Fiendsmith Raizio. But yeah, it's cool. I'll be playing it for a little, or at least for Vegas. So yeah, I like the deck.
Cool. Safe to say as well, we're recording this right before YCS Vegas in 2025. I almost said 2024. I mean, we're all going there. We're not all on the same team because I was excommunicated from the group. I'm currently playing Raziel Fiendsmith. I absolutely hate it. I don't want to be playing it. As soon as this event's over, I'm getting rid of it. It's just not my cup of tea. I guess that's kind of what we're doing currently. let's just go around and say kind of what Yu-Gi-Oh is for us and like what we enjoy about it. Starting with Austin.
Sure. I've always been a fan of things that kind of challenge you mentally. I've been a long-term combo player in Yu-Gi-Oh. I love the aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh where you're essentially reading your opponent as a person as well as reading what your deck does versus what their deck can do. So just being able to go back and forth and have solid matches. I've never been a big fan of like the break a board that's existed in the game. So the way the game is kind of played currently to me feels pretty good, and I really enjoy that. So
Cool. What would you say is like your favorite historical format? Like, if you could go back and replay a format from now until the end of time, what would it be?
yeah, so I guess a little background. I started the game long ago, back when the Atlantean structure deck had come out in like 2005, 2002 or something. I can't remember, but I didn't play the game competitively at all until 2013, I believe. And after that, I think right when I came in, I correct me if I'm wrong. I believe Sylvan format had just ended. So I kind of missed not being able to play the game at the level that I play it at now during then, because Sylvan has always been a fan favorite of mine. So I think Sylvan format would be my go-to.
Just as a point of clarification, do you mean the like Ocean Dragon Lore Neo Daedalus structure deck?
Yes.
Okay, because there was an Atlantean structure deck, but that came out not in the aughts. It came out in 2010.
Oh, gotcha.
I think it was like 2012 or something like that.
Yeah, so the Neo Daedalus, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, and I, as the person that got you back into playing competitively, I do believe you came in during Dragon Ruler format, and so Sylvans had not started being competitively viable yet, but or even a thing. I don't think even think they were an apple in Konami's eye at that point. But that format was 2015, I want to say. So uh, anyway, yeah, Alan, what does Yu-Gi-Oh mean for you? Like, what does Yu-Gi-Oh fulfill as part of your life?
Yeah, for sure. I think Yu-Gi-Oh is really cool. Because I feel like I've always been a competitive person. I played a lot of competitive sports. I still play a lot of competitive video games in my free time. And like Yu-Gi-Oh just scratches that itch in terms of like it's strategic, but it's also like Austin said, you kind of have the opponent, or you can read your opponent and kind of anticipate what they're going to do. Especially since it's not a best of one, it's a best 2 out of 3. So you get to make adjustments to your deck post side, and also kind of like play around what the meta is or what not the meta is if you're playing something like Rogue, and that's really cool in itself too. And I feel like there isn't really another card game like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I played a little bit of Pokemon. I played Hearthstone at the highest level. And like all those games are fun and whatnot, but nothing beats like holding Yu-Gi-Oh cards and like also just being in a very competitive environment and winning. Like I don't know, winning in Yu-Gi-Oh feels very satisfying. Also, you got to do it with like somebody like without Yu-Gi-Oh, like I wouldn't have got to rekindle with some of my friends here.
Mhm.
So I appreciate that, and letting me reach out to them again, and also like we get to play a game we love. So that's what I think it does for me.
Nice. When did you start playing?
I started playing. Wow, I started playing with my cousin Kevin way back when. Like we didn't even know what the cards did. Like it was like, man, all I know is he was playing. Um, well, at first we would just throw a bunch of cards together. We were probably like 8 or 9, maybe 10 ish, and then we started going to rainy day games. The locals by that used to be by us, not there anymore. I remember he would play a deck based on 5Ds, and I would play Black Wings, and we would just throw together an amalgamation. Like I threw all the Black Wings together because I thought Crow was really cool, and then he would play the Yusei cards because he liked all the Synchron stuff. And then from there, it was like kind of history. Like we took it really serious. Oh, I took it really serious. I grew to the passion. I was like, man, I really want to get good at this game. And my cousin, he tried to stick with me for a little bit, but it came to a point where he got a little more busier and he didn't really care to take it more seriously because he had some other stuff he wanted to do, which was fine. And yeah, that's where I eventually, joined Yu-Gi-Oh Club in high school, and met you guys, or met at least like Nico, and then through Nico and Sunny, I met Caleb, and then eventually Austin and like all the guys in our group. So it's pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah. Cool. And what is like the historic format you would like to go back to? Like if you were to play a deck until the end of time back in like heyday or whatever, what would it be?
Yeah, I swear I say this a lot, but the two decks that I think are so cool that I really wish I got to play, but I didn't have the money to at the time because I was a broke high school student, is Spellbooks during Spellbook Dragon Ruler format, or Sky Striker during Toss format, because like I didn't have the money to shell out for engages or the Spellbook of Judgments at the time, because like there's like to build one of the best decks in the room, you need at least $500-$600. But like I don't know, I thought the way those decks interacted and like how the spells were so powerful and you keep going and pushing through your opponent's stuff and make like a pretty control-S board, like I thought that was really cool. So I'd probably play in one of those two formats.
Cool. A little bit about me. I've been playing. I always say it was like right when Yu-Gi-Oh came to the States, but it was probably like 2002 or so during Structure Deck Yu-Gi and Kaiba. My dad and I, he or maybe it was like my grandpa or something, gave it to us for Christmas, and we just started playing, and we didn't know the rules. We just summoned big guys like. And then swung at each other constantly, or we would play like we bought packs at one point. I got a piece of Exodia, and we thought we just needed one piece of Exodia to win, and I would like search it off Sangan and like win and stuff like that. It was great. Then when we like finally saw a Monarch and it said like when this card is tribute summon, pop 2 spells and traps. We are like, what the fuck is a tribute summon? And then we started to learn more about the game. Around that time, I went to my first tournament. This was during GOAT format. It was right after the Lost Millennium came out, which is the pack with Executor Golem on it, which kind of signifies the end of GOAT format, kind of. But anyway, that was my first tournament. I played with a deck that was probably taller than my deck box currently. Unsleeved, of course, because I was like a fucking 6-year-old kid. I actually probably had more than like 400 cards in it at that point. I remember I had to carry it around in like an actual like one of these boxes behind me, and I got absolutely destroyed, but it was a good time. And then I ended up moving and made friends with our kind of all mutual friend Nico, and we started going to tournaments, and that was during Raging Battle format. Which is coincidentally Edison format. So I've been playing competitively since then. Even if I wasn't playing competitively in the sense of being good at it, I was playing in tournaments at least once a week for since then. I took little breaks here and there, mostly for moving or financial reasons or whatnot. And then but I always like had a finger on the pulse of Yu-Gi-Oh. So like I didn't play it all during like Kashtira format, but I knew what all the cards did because I watched content creators and I read all the new cards coming out and all that other stuff. So I didn't have like I wouldn't be good at playing those decks, but I knew exactly what they did and stuff like that. If I went back and played a certain format, I had my most competitive success during Zodiac format. This was like Zodiac with like Norden and Lunalight Black Sheep. I ended up technically not topping, but I made a deal with a friend that I was going to play at. So I would have top 8'd Spokane Regionals, and I was playing Black Luster Soldier, which is far and away my favorite deck I've ever played. It's my pet deck. I play it to this day. And so I absolutely love that format. That was also 60-card grass, like Infernoid and Paleozoic and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh has been a way for me to stay connected to friends, and have hobbies in common with them, especially as I've aged and everything, and we all grow apart and we all have different interests. Like we all have this one thing in common that all forces us to hang out for one reason or another. And I think that at its core, that's what Yu-Gi-Oh has been for a lot of people, is an excuse to just be social. Um, and yeah, I guess we didn't really ask any of the questions to the other two co-hosts here, but what's your guys' favorite cards? Austin, I'll let you go first.
Favorite card? Yeah. I mean, there's one and away by far. That's got to be my boy. Free my boy. Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. I think that design, playstyle, everything about that card facilitates just a really great game state, and it would finally allow Pendulum players the freedom to experiment and go down the rabbit hole to see like what works. So it's got to be Electromite.
Fair.
Also, that would be
Alan,
insane cosplay.
Don't come up to him cosplaying Lancia, but if you come cosplaying Lancia, that's also cosplaying Electromite because they look similar enough.
They literally don't look the same at all. But Alan, here's what I'll say: if you come cosplaying as Lancia, I'll swing on you. But if you're holding a at least 9-inch figure of Heavy Metal Foes Electromite, I'll still swing on you. But I'll take the statue.
Yeah. Alan, what's your favorite card?
Favorite card? I was thinking about it. Like, we filmed last time. I said Dark Magician Girl, and I still think that's true for nostalgia purposes. Because one, waifus. Two, yeah, just that's kind of the main reason.
He said one
card.
waifus,
actually,
two waifus again.
One waifus, two waifus. What are we talking about? Anyways, the actual card I think is my favorite though. Is actually a card that's come back to play, and I feel like this card holds a lot of purpose for me because it was like the only card that I remember pulling of like a lot of value at the time. And also the deck that I got my only invite with still to this day. Evil Swarm Exciton Knight. I remember pulling it at the sneak peek, and it was valued at $200. Unfortunately, I kept that copy even when I quit the game for like 5, 6, 7 years, but all my shit got stolen out of my car.
Oh, no.
So I lost that copy, but it's okay. I still
thing.
have an original copy that I'm borrowing from my good friend Sarkis. So, yeah, that card himself. I think that card, like when it came out, it like kind of just changed the game. Like just the ability to like nuke the entire board, like kind of put the game in like a top deck situation. It's just broken, and I thought the card design was pretty cool too. It's still broken, but
yeah. I totally forgot when I was introducing the rest of the members of the team. I totally forgot about the only other video that we have on the channel currently. Michael Sarkis, our mermail Poseidon god himself, who, if you see on the channel, he will be playing the exact same deck from now until the end of time, unless like Gishki becomes tier 0 for some reason. Trying to keep the cat from coming up here and fucking me up, but yeah. So it was funny because when we recorded the other day, and that's a lost episode and everything, Alan was worried about forgetting a member, and I just totally spaced on Circus. So he's my teammate.
Let
for Vegas,
Alan host.
Hashtag
let Alan host.
No.
So what would you guys say that your like overall play style in the game is? Like not necessarily like what your favorite deck is or anything like that, but like what when you're picking a deck for a certain format, what do you tend to gravitate towards? Austin, I'll start with you again.
Yeah, so although I am currently playing the Malice list or the archetype, I think really the two decks that have resonated the best because of what they're capable of doing has been Pendulum and Memento. I think that what the decks can do in a sense, like whatever your starting point could be, is so far and different between based off of what you open. and I think that allows for some really like expressive play that you don't get from other archetypes. And because like the combos change entirely, so people like to make jokes about the spreadsheet, the Excel spreadsheet, and I think that although majority of the time the Excel spreadsheets can be a bit too much, like if we're talking DDD, but I think when you're getting to like something like Memento, something like Pendulum, where your opening can be vastly different, so your opponent doesn't really know how to react based off of what you're doing necessarily. I think that's really big. So
Cool. Alan, what kind of captures your eye when it comes to evaluating if a deck is made for you or not?
Yeah. Honestly, like, I feel like what I really find enjoyable is like, I don't really like the big flashy end boards, especially which is kind of contradictory because I'm playing the most combo based like Ryzeo version instead of like the mid rangey ones, which is just like pure or like Fiendsmith. I'm playing the Mitsu board, that has like the normal Ryzeo stuff, but also you have your two boss monsters in Futsu and Ame. But normally, what I like is interacting with my opponent's turn. So doing stuff on my turn. So decks that since I've come back into the format when Info came out, Infinite Forbidden, the two decks that have really resonated with me would be Fire King, Snake Eyes Fire King, because I would do some combo pieces here and there, but I would still have so many pops and interactions on my opponent's turn. So it's more than meets the eye with the deck. Another deck I also really liked, and I did pretty okay with, was Runic White Forest, because that deck also is kind of control based, but also a lot of interaction on your opponent's turn. So I think that's what's really fun, because like I don't like just laying it all out there and then them trying to break.
Some would say the entire deck is interaction on your opponent's turn.
True. But yeah, that's like the style I tend to lead towards. What about you?
Yeah. I've been playing for a really long time, and I've played everything under the umbrella. I had a lot of fun playing Bujin during Hat format. So I've played the control style. I've played Set 5 Pass with Teller Knights. I've played Super Balls of the Wall combo decks with. One of my first competitive successes was playing Infernity back in. Tengu Plant format as well as Dino Rabbit format. I played a lot of Infernity. That was my pet deck for a very long time. And I've played mid-rangey stuff. And what I found is I really like non-linear combos in that like there are optimal lines, but can play around hand traps in a way or play around interaction in a way that like nothing really stops them. It just like maybe they have to take a different path to get to a certain thing. So there's not necessarily like there are set lines that do good things, but the really skill intensive part comes from like, well, shit, my card got impermed, my starter got impermed. How can I play around that? And not so much like Snake Eyes way, where my Snake Eyes Ash got impermed. Oh, great, I have Bonfire, so I did the exact same thing that I was going to do anyway. But I had a lot of fun, and this is, just speaks to how jank I play. I had a lot of fun playing B Trooper, because that deck had a lot of like 2, 3, 4 card combos and things like that, and it had like bread and butter like end boards and stuff like that. But the real fun part came when like, okay, what happens if this card gets ashed? What happens when this one gets impermed? Or when like if I play into Nib, what happens? That speaks to me a lot, and it's a lot of fun for me to play. So yeah, I don't know. I ask me a year from now, it'll probably change, and I want to play Balls to the Wall, Adamancipator combos. So, that for me, it's just like I like playing whatever has the most wow factor. I like kind of showing off and playing something really fun that makes people go, "Oh shit, that's kind of fun. That's really cool." And that's maybe why Ryzeo Fiendsmith hasn't spoken to me quite like my other deck that I want to play, which is Crystron. Or playing BLS. Like I still take that deck to tournaments, and people play me like, or people play and they're like, "Whoa, I didn't know this deck was even capable of summoning fucking Invoked Mechaba." I'm like, it's just normal summon Alistair, bro. It's not that hard. So, yeah, I don't think there's too much more to go over for like introductory stuff. Maybe just like little tidbits. Is there any content creators that you guys follow or kind of not really look up to, but maybe just like have an interest in like following or something like that? I'll start with Alan this time. You're muted, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, I watch a lot of DB Grinder just to stay in the know in the game.
Do you guys know his actual name's Austin? Not gonna lie, I was pretty peeved when I heard that.
Wait, why are you mad? His name is also Austin.
Just cause.
Okay, word. But yeah, I think I like hearing his commentary in the game and also like what he thinks like would have been the better line. I think it's a really good. Like, you know, just looking into like one of the, you know, he has multiple tops and he also plays with and talks with a lot of people who are really good at the game. So I like hearing that. Also like Nesh. I think Nesh actually has a lot of good commentary. He does live stream. He also watches like the live stream duels on the YCSs or regionals that are streamed. And I think his takes are really interesting too. So that's mainly the ones I think for me.
Yeah. Austin, what about you?
Yeah, so I said it in the Lost episode, but you know, now that I'm in a space of really taking the game seriously, Jeff Jones, you know, he's not really a content creator as much, but I think for just in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh royalty, like Jeff Jones.
He's a goat, man. Like, yeah, I mean he's been topping since before YCSs were called YCSs.
Yep.
So I think that's pretty crazy. Yeah, for me, I followed a bunch of people over the years. For the Yugi boomers among us, I used to watch a lot of Asian Eyes White Dragon, way back in the day. You know, a bunch of SEMO, NBT and stuff like that. But definitely, I've kind of gravitated toward watching more Jesse Cotton, Josh Smith. A lot. I just think that if you want to be good at this game, following the best of their craft, I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. Right. And I think that they, unlike a lot of other big name like good players, I think that they actually have a lot of creative thought when it comes to this game. You know, Jesse Cotton is known for just being good and being a world champion in Master Duel and things like that. But like he puts together brews of like rogue decks and stuff like that, and like really puts like his like really good game knowledge and everything together to make these rogue decks that I've personally find really fun, playable in like a competitive environment. And Joshua Schmidt is like an innovator in his own right. He's the one that popularized Shadal back in the day. I mean, like people knew what Shadal was, but like he was the first person to really make that deck pop and start taking tournaments and stuff like that when people hadn't really figured it out. He's also the innovator behind Bestial Runic and you know, 60 card Paleo, things like that. Schmidt. So yeah. I mean, him and his team kind of came up with that whole Kashtira Fiend Smith thing that took over. What was that, Bologna? YCS Bologna.
Yep.
So yeah, and I really like thinking about the game and thinking about like what cards are under the table or under the nose of people that, you know, are kind of writing them off, and what can we do to really innovate that stuff. And I've had some really fun ideas that like everybody in the group's like, I don't know about that, and then it pops up elsewhere and they're like, wait a second, Caleb was onto something. And then I have other things like throwing out no material or something, and people are like, no, that's never going to happen. And then it doesn't. So
what is your stance on true King Sylvans? Think about it. We'll come back to that in another episode. I think we got something.
What are your thoughts on Dominus Purge and Snake Eyes?
Dominus Impulse. What if that's just like the cliffhanger for every episode, is where you're like, on the next episode we will talk about True King Sylvans.
Yeah.
We just keep like burying the lead.
Yeah, right. That's good.
Yeah. So you know, just to kind of end things off, give me your guys' hot take about a card that needs to be banned, be let off the list, or even just a rule change for Yu-Gi-Oh! Your hottest take that you 100% believe.
I already know what Austin's going to say. Go ahead, Austin.
Going second, you need to draw 2 cards. That's it. Or you don't draw, but you start with a 6 card in hand. That's it.
That one's not as much of a hot take. I've heard that from other people.
That one makes more sense to me.
No.
I could
draw 2 cards. That's really what. That's really what I'm thinking.
No. Going second would just be so good. Like, it would be like going second would be better, and then I would just play breakers. Like, fuck it.
There you go. Variety. then we wouldn't be in these near tier 0 formats where you have build like Yubel, Fiendsmith, Snake Eye. Like, that stuff wouldn't be as oppressive, right? You would see more variety in it because going second is such a powerful option then.
That's fair.
And you would give a proper place to board breakers. Right now, the way the game is played, board breakers really only have a place in decks like Crystron where it can pseudo be considered engine because it's feeding whatever aspect of the or mechanic the deck itself needs. But I think draw 2 cards could be spicy. Could be muy caliente.
Yeah. All right, Alan. What crazy hot take do we have from you?
I said this hot take on the last episode, and it got a lot of flack. But I mean, I don't know. Well, and also in the last episode, I think this might be Caleb's hot take. I'm not going to say it, but if nothing is done, so the timestamp right now is March 10th, 2025. So if none of the birds like none of the Mulcharmies get hit on the next ban list, because we're getting a ban list soon, it's going to be Nat's ban list. How crazy? Hear me out. We follow the motherland. We test the waters and put Maxi at 1-2 if none of the Mulcharmies get hit. Because, like, essentially, in my mind, you get hit with a Meows and a Full Loss, you get a double Full Loss. It's basically Maxi, and Maxi can also be Ash. So, like, everyone plays 3 Ash Blossoms. So it's just like, how crazy would it be, really? Like, how much of an impact would it have on the metagame? Like, maybe put it at 1, maybe put it at 2. Don't put it at 3. Maybe put it at 3 if you're feeling crazy. Konami's crazy sometimes. But who knows, That's just, it would just be interesting. I think it'd be fun. It'd be funny.
I will do a double backflip live on camera if Maxi goes to 3 next ban list.
I don't think it's going to 3. I don't think it's going to. I think it'll maybe go. If it goes to 2, I will lose my shit. If it goes to 1, I'll be like, cooking.
Yeah. My crazy hot take. I don't think I've said this in this company before, but I believe Yu-Gi-Oh would highly benefit from extra formats and specifically rotation. I think that power creep in this game is out of freaking control, and the big component of that is there's such a wide card pool that they have to one up themselves every single set, or the set's not going to do well. Look at Suda. And if we were able to take a rotation, it would reduce the amount of bulk that's printed that is just absolutely unplayable. Be easier on card designers because they would only have to design like 2 or 3, 4 archetypes a year, and then they can reprint cards to support those archetypes in main sets. And it would just reduce power creep. And Yu-Gi-Oh is the hardest card game out there for a reason. They say it's a lawyer's game, and it's because like you went from okay, I have a treacherous trap hole here. This is an Edison card. And you can see there's 2 lines of text on this card. Let's find a card right here. I have a Deception of the Sinful Spoils. There's a novel. And that's what, 10 years of card design? I think that rotation would do a lot of good for Yu-Gi-Oh! As well as supporting alternative formats. With the what do they call it? The Commander-esque thing. I think that needs to take effect more and just be supported. Magic has generated a huge player base because of that, and I think it would bring a lot more people into Yu-Gi-Oh! that maybe wouldn't be able to keep up otherwise.
Agreed.
So, last but not least, I want everybody in this call to show what their current main and extra deck is sleeved in.
Okay.
Or what's going to be sleeved in for Vegas. Because I don't know if you guys have already re-sleeved for Vegas or whatnot, but
chat, you must.
Yeah. Show the accessories off. Show the accessories off.
Gorgeous Sidewinder deck box, ladies and gentlemen.
What's your field center?
We've got. I don't actually have the field center available right now. Tokens, double sleeved, right? Easy. Keeping it classic with the Yugi Yami combo, Seto Kaiba. You just can't go wrong, right? Then we've got these tasteful, boom, Judge Black Rose sleeves on the extra deck. What do we got? Haggard Lizardos, truly the GOAT of our generation. And then the piece de resistance. Okay? Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, this is Black Rose. It's got to be another thing. It doesn't matter what you think, okay? Because what we're actually looking at are the most beautifully designed sleeves that Konami has ever created, and I stand by that until the Malice stuff comes out. Boom! Look at that. She's all fake. Swing. I mean, I just look at it's. I almost want to just do the bit from American Psycho where he's like, "Look at this subtle off-white lettering."
What's your play, Matt?
Right now, give me just 2 seconds. As everybody will tell you in the group, I am the accessory snob. I go out of my way to get accessories that are like difficult to find or hard to acquire. So right here we have, this will be my mat 4 YCS, the 3v3. You're looking at a 10-year Judge Summon Sork mat. Acquired by one shout out Aaron Bussey, wherever he may be. He got this mat for judging, I think, or something, and yeah, I got it off of him.
Nice. Alan, go ahead and do your tour.
Sure. Yeah. I have this Gemtech Spellground deck box that my girlfriend got me when I got back into the game. Pretty cool.
Girlfriend and plays Yu-Gi-Oh?
I know. I hope they let this slide, but it's Luffy from the One Piece TCG. I want to play that more. When I actually get my top or original invite eventually this year, hopefully. I also have this Judge one that I will use if they yell at me to not use it. What's this card name again, Austin?
That is something Patissier.
Nuvalis.
Kovichor. What is it?
Nuvalis Patissier something.
Yeah.
Anyways, but in the extra deck, we have the Lacrima sleeves from YCS Japan. Or might be Osaka or Japan, but yeah. These are the better ones because they're not censored, and yeah, TCG is weird and whack. And then this token is just the 25th anniversary.
Boring.
And then the sleeves I have around right now. The sleeves I have on right now are just Dragon Shields, but I'm gonna be using these third choice whites.
Throwback to the PC Classic.
Yeah, I'm gonna only be rocking PCs or maybe TSX ones from now on. But yeah, that's all me.
Nice.
What about you?
Well, I prefer this deck box. I showed it earlier. I've been using it for years and years and years. It's actually, you can see it's already had some stuff fall off of it. But I like it, keeping it compact and things like that. But the field center here, we got my father.
Yeah.
We have my father, and we also have BOS, Soldier of Chaos, over here. So, yeah, cool, I guess. And then game mat wise, did you show off your game mat, Alan?
Oh no, I'm just using it's either my Spellground, but I'm probably gonna use this. It's my SP Little Knight Judge Matt that I got.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a cool mat.
Really good card.
Yeah.
Really cool mat. Yep.
So this is the one I'm going to be playing for now until the end of time. BLS once again.
Yep.
In case you're wondering, no, I did not win that mat. I have never gotten an invite, let alone at regional top. I bought that mat because, well, I mean, it's BLS. What can I say? Let's see here. What else? Oh, it's sleeves. Main deck is sleeved.
Oof.
BLS once again.
Crisp.
Yeah. So I think these are Japanese. So I had to order them off eBay. I'm a little bit like Austin, where I go and buy like the expensive ones I really like. So I've had Vanquish Soul sleeves imported from Japan, and things like that. So and then this is my extra deck, also in a BLS sleeve.
Who could have seen it coming?
Solid.
Yeah. Who could have
seen it coming?
I am after Vegas. I'm going to be ordering Envoy the Beginning sleeves. So, look forward to that. So yeah, that's a little bit of a inside look at the team, or at least us three. You'll see the other members here shortly, hopefully, if they're not flaky. My dad's a huge flake, so he'd rather be mountain biking or rock climbing than spending time with his son. So if you guys catch him in the streets, please tell him to come home.
That is crazy.
We are going to be doing this more regularly. We have an episode planned when we all meet up in Vegas here on Thursday or Friday, where we'll talk about state of meta, maybe some ban list predictions, and just like our experiences. It'll be Alan's first YCS and all of our first 3v3 YCSs, as well as just traveling and going to see Vegas. So look forward to that. And then, I don't know what we're just going to be putting out episodes when we feel like it. So we don't really have a schedule for it or anything like that. But, I am okay talking about this kind of stuff all day. So we'll figure out some times. In the meantime, Alan, if they want more content from you, where can they find you?
Yeah, not really Yu-Gi-Oh related, but I play a lot of games in my spare time other than Yu-Gi-Oh. If you like Valorant or TFT, on Twitch, go by Yon TFT, Yon and then TFT. If you want to find Austin, you can find him at.
Bam.
Yeah. So
segue.
Just general Twitch. You can find me on there under Assassin by Day. That's gonna just be. ASSASSIN. I'm sorry. Actually, I believe my Twitch is misspelled because I created it so long ago. So it's actually just ASSASINBYDAY. So I think if you type it in correctly, it'll still bring me up. Twitch has been finicky about giving me the proper spelling because it apparently has curse words in it. Who knows? For other general content, I do have a YouTube under the same name, or the Gaming Late Night Show, which is kind of a mock-up. We'll see how far that goes. That's a project I kind of been working on for years. So,
and now it's been put to a podcast. So now you have to do it. You've promised the people. You can find me on my other podcast. I run another podcast, also not Yu-Gi-Oh related whatsoever. But about the internet horror series known as SCP. I run it with my good friend Zach. You can find it on Spotify and YouTube under SC Pod. That is SCPOD on YouTube and Spotify. And just short little bite-sized 20-minute episodes where we just talk about some silly stuff, make some jokes, and talk and curse and threaten the government. So you can look forward to that. And or if you don't like any of that stuff whatsoever, you can keep following us here on Resurgence YGO's page, where we will be doing more stuff. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, kind of do that kind of stuff. It does help the algorithm push us out to people who might like us. And give us suggestions, give us talking points or anything like that. The more content that we can think of and steal from loyal viewers, the more episodes of this podcast we can make. So, yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about, or are we signing off?
What's the sign off here? Do we say until next time?
We all dab.
Pass turn.
Oh heck no.
No, I thought so. Yeah, that one.
We could just say like, you know, just like, so Resurgence YGO. We're gonna post more videos. We got our Vegas coming up. We're gonna win that shit. Deck profiles, ass shaking, pina coladas by the pool.
Pina coladas by the pool.
And until next time, anything in standby?